first official summer break day. It is June 17th, and I do have plans. I am taking off to go visit a friend in a little while. The husband's going to pack the car. She's already agreed to unpack the car when I get there so that I don't do any more strain to my knee than I already have. Yesterday was a super busy day, so it's really sore, but it was a good day. I started off reading the last chapter of Malice, really trying hard not to go back and pack my copy of Valor because I need to behave. I need to abstain. I can do it. I can. So I'm going to be focusing on Vampires in Dust when I'm gone, and I'm also going to be focusing on my 2 buzzword books. So I have The Forgetting Moon and I have Foundry Side. I am going to focus probably on The Forgetting Moon before Foundry Side because Brian Lee Durphee's book is calling to me. It just feels like it's calling to me. So that's probably going to be the first one I pick up. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done while I'm gone because we're not going to be doing a lot of the outing stuff that we had planned because of my knee injury. So I'm going to be planning on staying in. We're going to watch Black Dagger Brotherhood episodes that have dropped on the Passion Flicks. We're excited to see my favorite characters being depicted on screen, and she's excited as well as I am to see some of those scenes that we loved from the books being adapted. So that's something that we're looking forward to. We have a decadent dinner night planned. There's a place down the road that does Mediterranean pizza. They make their own baklava. It's so tasty, and I am looking forward to that. The rest of the time that I'm there, we're going to be eating a lot of the meals that I usually prep for myself and some things that I kind of wanted to try. And she wants to experience eating the choices that I've been making, the healthy choices, and as a way of supporting me and my healthy habits that I've created for myself. So I have that to look forward to. I'm going to go wake the husband so he can help me pack the car, and I can get on my road, and I can get to my friend's house, and I can start my relaxation. Staycation relaxation.
3 days later.
Oh, that's cool. That's blue. Oh. What is into that? Oh. You see that? Oh, God, just like that. Oh, yep. Oh. I'm watching Purple. I know. She's in something. No, I'm trying to go. Get it now. Oh, ta-da! Take a look. Popcorn.
Well, that's a video. Oops. We went to Walmart and we didn't leave empty-handed. Look at yeah. Stylish. Is it even on? I didn't even open my wine.
We don't have to. And I look so sexy. Look at that.
You do. You're rocking that silver. I have a little bit. A little bit. Can't see it. Bye.
Much later.
It is June 26th. I've been home for a couple of days. I'm mostly unpacked. I've just been really careful with the knee. I did get confirmation while I was away because I was able to get an MRI done while I was, visiting my friend. I do have a tear of the meniscus and also early onset arthritis. So that was interesting to find out. Not that I didn't think that was a possibility with some of my issues grandparents had. But that being said, while I was visiting her, I did get some reading done. She had an appointment, so I was able to sit in the waiting room and I read some more pages of the current chapter I'm in with my Cahill book. So of Vampires in Dust, I did get a few pages read. And then there was a morning where I woke up super early. I just couldn't sleep. And It's just warm. So I decided to crack open The Forgetting Moon by Brian Lee Durphee. Ian, you were right. I'm really enjoying this book. I really am. So I wish I didn't have all the books that I have planned and already kind of set in motion, because they're kind of buddy reads for next month, because I would be jumping into book 2. I would, because I have a feeling that this is going to leave me hanging. I have theories. I can't share them because that would be spoilery, but I have theories. And I find the characters interesting. I find the political palace politics and the machinations behind the scenes pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this story is going to go. I am enjoying it so much that after I got home, I'd only read like the prologue and the first 2 chapters all day Wednesday when I was home, and all this morning I've read it. I think I'm about, I want to say 50% of the way through, and so as soon as I'm done this though, I'm going to be just buckling in and reading more of the Ryan Cahill and trying to get further into that book so I can finish it, because I really don't want it to carry over into July if I can help it. So we shall see. I'm definitely not going to be able to pick up Foundry Side, so I'm going to have that carry over into July for sure. Hopefully it is the book that's picked for the July read, but I don't know if it's going to or not. If not, I do have a couple of other choices, so that'll be nice to read with Noria, because I know it's been on her shelf as well. I do have another buddy read with Jessica from the Lady Lovestead Reads. We're going to read Gone with the Wind, and we're going to start that in July. We're reading that together. And then of course I have my Discord group going on, and we're reading The Faithful and the Fallen. So we're going to be starting Valor in July, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So this is not a closeout of my June yet, but those are plans for July. I just thought I'd share them while I'm sitting here and I have it on my mind. My friend and I started watching the Black Dagger Brotherhood series on the Passion Flicks. It's not like a TV show like you'd see on, like, it's not even CW level kind of filming. It's just a film adaptation of the books and the love stories, and I'm enjoying them. She's enjoying them. They might be a little bit different from how we envisioned when we were reading them, but the characters are very much the characters as they were in the books. So I'm enjoying that. And I'm so happy that J.R. Ward got to be a part of meeting all these characters. And I can't wait for some of the characters that are coming up. I can't wait to see their stories progress. So that's going to be pretty cool. And we both feel the same way about our Z. I really want to see one about Z so bad, a story about him. But we know that they're doing Dark Lover right now, and then they're going to do Lover Awakened, I think, is the one that's next after that. And then the third book, I believe there are 3, so for sure, that are planned. So I'm excited. I'm excited. She's excited. I have to download the Passion Flicks app so that we can watch together, even though we're not together. So I'm going to watch it on my tablet while I have her on the phone, and she'll watch it at home. So we're looking forward to that. And I don't know. I don't have anything else planned. I'm just going to try to be careful. And now that my meeting with the principal has happened, I can now have that off my mind and just focus on the great year that's going to be happening soon with the school year. But I don't want to think about that until August. I think I have one thing left to do that's like school related, but it's just going in and cleaning up some of the stuff that's on my tablet, and that's kind of cathartic to do. I also need to do the same thing on my own. Need to go in my personal emails and just get rid of a bunch of stuff and just do some cleaning, non-strenuous cleaning. So tech cleaning, I guess. Anyways, I'm going back to my book, The Forgetting Moon, and I'm going to focus on that. So I'm going to spend my evening enjoying some Brian Lee Durphee.
It's the 27th. I'm about to jump back into The Forgetting Moon by Lee Durphee, because there was a lot going on yesterday in the book, so I wanna jump back into that. But last night my husband expressed that he wanted to watch something, and he wasn't very specific, so I just looked through some stuff, gave him some options, and then I just went ahead and I just picked something. I picked Nona's, starring Vince Vaughn. It was something that just kind of tugged at the heartstrings. It's about a guy who's dealing with the grief of losing someone, and he buys a restaurant and hires a bunch of Nonas to cook for him. So if you like that kind of thing that tugs at the heartstrings and represents grief very well, and also if you're a foodie, you might enjoy this a lot. I give it 4 out of 5 popcorns. Don't know what the husband really thinks. Maybe next time he'll be a little more specific. Just saying. Jumping back in my book now. Late this morning, I was reading my book and interrupted by a phone call from my doctor to let me know that they're going to refer me to an orthopedic surgeon. I thought not hearing from them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday meant that I wasn't going to have to hear from them. The PT was just enough. But no, they want to see if it's necessary or not. I get it, whatever, but I'm hoping he says that it's not, because that's not what I want on my plate when I'm going back to work at the end of August. I do not want to be recovering from that. I just want the physical therapy. I'm hoping that's all I need. Now, that being said, I'm going back to my book. I'm going to try to forget what's going on for a little bit and lose myself back in the story, because I'm enjoying it and it's much more fun. So, yeah, I'm going back to my book. All right. I have made it to a chapter where Nail has to do something, and it was a little bit sad. You know, you think I'd be sad about the other thing that happened, but no. I was just a little sad about what Nail had to do. Maybe kind of. Another book that my friend is not going to be able to read because she loves her doggos, and that part would definitely make her sad. Not that anything happens to the doggo, it's just stuff. I just finished The Forgetting Moon. I'm going to give it 4.25. Yes, not quite a 4.5. It's a 4.25. Very engaging. A lot of my theories sort of came to fruition. Not really. We'll see in the next few books if they do. And I kind of thought something was going to happen. So I kind of can foresee a couple of things. But that ending, I did not foresee that ending. I did not. That was nice. So I have some books I need to finish so that I can get back to the 5 warrior angels, because I'm really liking this. I love that there's this prophecy and that these 5 warrior angels are supposedly about to return. And I'm curious as to who the other angels are. I am. Or even if the ones that people think they are who they are. I don't know. So many unanswered questions, and I look forward to book 2. The Blackest Heart is going to be pushed a lot sooner rather than later. But first, I need to finish my Cahill book. So I have a few more days left to the month of June. So I think maybe I'm going to focus on that. But The Forgetting Moon, very good. Ian, you were right. You were so right. Good morning on this June 20th. The husband and I watched Beetlejuice last night, and I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 popcorns. Yeah. And the husband, he has his own rating system.
I give it a 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. You heard it from the destroyer of silence himself. He just asked me, wait, what are we talking about? And so I told him. He's like, no, we can't do that. So what is your rating for real?
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Why?
Because Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. We keep
I
hopping
beg
on
to
it.
differ.
Take care of your
I
ass.
just have a thing. I just don't like the cheesy one-liners.
Wheels of fire.
Good morning.
Ouch.
It is June 30th. We just sort of slid nice and easy into the end of the month. It's so nice. No, it did not feel the least bit rushed at all. I still feel like I've got plenty of summer left to rest and recuperate. And I still haven't heard from the surgeon yet. I know, it's giving me a little bit of anxiety, but I am hopeful. Lots of prayers, everybody. I do not want surgery. No, it's not what I want. I'm feeling a lot better, so that gives me hope, a lot less pain. So maybe it's healing all by itself. Doesn't need any extra help other than maybe physical therapy. So for the past 2 days, I have not been reading. I've just sort of been sitting and simmering with The Forgetting Moon by Lee Durphee, just in my head. And The Blackest Heart will be something I will be reading soon, but not in July, because I did my calendar for July, and I have 3 buddy reads that are coming up, and I have my 2 buzzword books, and that's enough. If I can fit something else, great. If I can't, that's fine too. Also, I really wanted, talking about those buzzword books, I really wanted to try to put one book with the punctuation and the technology. It was not happening. I have nothing on any of my lists. Not saved, not purchased, nothing do I have with technology and punctuation. So it's going to have to be 2 different books. So for the technology on the cover, I am going with Network Effect by Martha Wells. I have not read the 5th book yet in the Murderbot, so I'm excited to get to that. And the other book is, I think, the 5th or 6th book in the Lady Harley series by Diane Freeman, and it is A Newlywed's Guide to Fortune and Murder. So I knew that their honeymoon was not going to be eventful. I am looking forward to both of those books. I think they will be lighter-ish compared to all the other books that I have going on. So I did not get to read Foundry Side as my buzzword book cover. And I put it on my list when Nora asked for our birthday list for the Patreon, because it is my birthday month. And there are others who have the same birthday month, but they didn't give her a list, but I did. I gave her 3 books, and Foundry Side is winning out of the 3. So there was a rom-com, there was like a little all-girl school murder mystery thing, and then Foundry Side. So Foundry Side is winning. So that's definitely going to be happening in the month of July, but not until the first Saturday. Not until the first Saturday. Now, the other 2 buddy reads. I'm excited about this. I really am. So I spoke to Jess about this, and she agreed that she would join me in a buddy read of The Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. My mom and I watched this together as the adaptation many times. My grandmother loved the adaptation so much that she actually went to it twice when it first came out. That was a long time ago. I've always wanted to read Gone with the Wind because I know that my mom also read the books. Not only did she watch the adaptation, but she read the books as well. And I really wanted to make this my classic for 2025, and so I am. Jessica over at Lady Lovestead Read is going to be joining me, and I look forward to reading this with her. Also, are we going to do this the whole month of July and get it done? No, that's not the plan. Jess and I will talk about it, but that's not the plan, because I know this is going to be quite the undertaking, I think. And I love this cover. It's big and floppy. We've also talked about possibly watching the adaptation after we finish the book, so that's going to be fun. We'll see what happens. Now, the last book that I have, what do you read? Discord. Faithful of the Fallen, Book 2, Valor by John Gwynne, is definitely going to be read in the month of July. I will probably finish it a lot sooner than I finished the last one. I'm going to dive into this. I know that when things start to happen, they start to happen, and I don't want to put it down. It's just the way it is. It's taken everything in me not to start reading it today, but you bet your bottom dollar, tomorrow morning with my coffee, I will be immersing myself in Valor. And I will probably put the little earbuds in because I'm going to be doing a whole immersification, and I'm going to be listening to the audiobook as I'm reading along to it. I love reading books that way. This is going to be my first reread of Valor. I've reread Malice a couple of times because I thought I was going to read the whole series with somebody, and then we didn't do that. No, I'm not calling you out. I know you're watching this, and I'm not. I understand. When bad things happen to puppers, it's not okay. So no, you will not read any more Gwyn from here on out, because dogs, war dogs, things happen. I get it. But I'm reading this, and I'm reading this with other people, and I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what everybody's thoughts are. I'm so looking forward to Buddy reading this. Okay, so that's it. I need to go and finish cooking my dinner. I'm going to probably watch Madam Web with my husband tonight. I don't know why that's his choice, but it is. I tried to stop him. Maybe it'll give me something to giggle about. Maybe. I'm just reaching for my water because I'm trying to stay hydrated. This is my second bottle. Well, I am glad I am staying hydrated. I think it's good for the ligaments to keep them all ligamenty. I just made up my own word. But anyways, let me know what you got going on in July. What are you most excited about? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, if you don't have anything to say, just want to let me know that you were here, leave me a little blue heart or any emoji that you think is appropriate. I'm just going to leave that there. Anyways, until next time, next month. Bye.